name is Stone Smith, and this is my project on prosecutorial decision making in Caddo Parish. And the research question is, what organizational, legal, and contextual factors play a role in the Caddo Parish District Attorney's decisions to reduce charge or suspend sentence for violent offense, domestic abuse, burglary, and firearms with prior offense. Prosecutorial decision making is a powerful but often overlooked part of the criminal justice system. Prosecutors have a broad discretion to charge cases, offer plea deals, or recommend sentences, which can greatly impact defendants, victims, and communities. Although these decisions are supposed to be based on legal factors like evidence and offense severity, research shows that they are also influenced by things like caseloads, resources, and defendant's prior record. My research focuses on the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office's examining how legal, organizational, and contextual factors shape decisions to reduce charges and suspend sentences in serious cases. Research shows that prosecutorial decisions are influenced by more than just legal factors, while evidence and offense severity matter. Prosecutors are also shaped by organizational pressures like heavy caseloads and limited resources, which can lead to charge reductions, dismantles, or diversion programs. The literature also finds patterns of disparity where factors like race, age, and background can affect outcomes, although these patterns are complex and not explained by a single theory. Additionally, contextual factors such as defendant's family situation or criminal history play a role in decision making, suggesting prosecutors consider more than just the facts of the case. Overall, the research highlights three key points. Prosecutorial decisions are shaped by organizational constraints, and disparities exist but are inconsistent, and defendant characteristics matter. However, there is limited research at the local level, which is why my study focuses on the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office. This study uses focal concerns theory to explain how prosecutors make decisions. The theory says prosecutors focus on three main things: blame, worthiness, protecting, and community, and practical constraints. Blame worthiness relates to factors like offense severity and criminal history, meaning repeat offenses may be seen as more deserving of punishment. Community protection involves assessing how dangerous a defendant is, especially in serious or violent cases. Practical constraints include things like heavy caseloads, limited resources, and efficiency, which can influence decisions like dismantles or plea deals. Importantly, these factors don't operate separately, they interact. For example, even if a case is serious, weak evidence or time pressures might still lead to a reduced charge. This study uses quantitative, observable research design, which means it analyzes real-world data without manipulating any variables. This approach is important because it allows me to examine how prosecutors actually make decisions in practice, rather than in a controlled experimental setting. which wouldn't be realistic or ethical in criminal justice research. The data comes from the official court and prosecutorial records in Caddo Parish. These records include details like arrest charges, plea agreements, final outcomes, sentencing decisions, and defendants' prior criminal histories. Each case will be systematically reviewed and coded using a standardized process to make sure the data is consistent and reliable. The study focuses on violent offenses, domestic abuse, burglary, and firearm-related cases over a recent time period through 2020 to 2025. A purpose sampling strategy is used, meaning only cases that fit these criteria were selected. The expected sample size is between 300 and 800 cases, which is large enough for statistical analysts, but still manageable. The main outcomes being studied are charge reductions and sentence suspensions, both measured as a yes or no variables. These are then analyzed in relation to several factors. The independent variables include legal factors like offense severity and prior record, contextual factors like type of crime, and organizational factors like caseload, pressure, and plea bargaining. To strengthen the study, control variables such as age, gender, race, and type of legal representation are included to account for other possible influence on outcomes. Finally, because this involves sensitive legal data, all information will be anonymized, handled securely, and the study will follow ethical guidelines, including possible IRB approval. Overall, this design allows me to systematically analyze patterns in prosecutorial decision making and better understand how different factors influence outcomes on the local level. Prosecutorial discretion is a key part of the criminal justice system, but it often happens out of public view. By focusing on the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office, this study provides a closer, more realistic look on how legal, organizational, and contextual factors shape decisions at the local level. Using focal concern theory, the study shows that prosecutors balance blameworthiness, public safety, and practical constraints when making decisions. Overall, this research helps move beyond stereotypes and offers a deeper understanding of how prosecutorial discretion actually works in practice. Thank you.